This is my setup using the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. If you like the way that this looks and sounds compared to this, then watch to the end of this video because I'm going to share exactly how to do this in just a few simple steps. Plus, I'm going to share the exact settings that I use to record on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 to get the best video quality. Let's jump right in. The first thing is one of the most important but most overlooked aspects of video, and that is the composition. Composition is how you frame your shots or your camera angles. And there are two main elements when it comes to composition: foreground and the background. And for this specific shot, I myself am centered in the frame in the foreground. And as far as the background, you could tell that I am in my home office. Got the desk here on my right, this blank gray wall over here to my left, all in the background. And what that does is it helps shape the environment of which we are in. It helps give context to the audience to let them know where you are. And if you're able to shoot directly into a corner, it actually helps to create more depth, making the room feel a lot bigger than what it actually is. The main point when it comes to composition is making sure that there is balance. So regardless of whether you're shooting into a corner or if you're shooting on a flat wall, you want to make sure that there's not too much clutter, not too many things that are sticking out in the background that end up being a distraction to the viewer. And if you have good composition in your camera angles, in your shots, regardless of what camera you're using, it's just gonna look so much more pleasing to the eye, making your shots look even more professional. Now, the next step in this setup is the lighting. Lighting is extremely important regardless of what camera you're using. But with the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, you can achieve a really professional look if you have the right lighting. In this setup, I actually have 5 different lights that I'm using, but don't let that intimidate you. You don't really actually need to have that many lights. So let me break each one of them down one by one. So the main light that I'm using is right here up to my left. This is called the key light. This is the main light that you will use to light your subject. And right now I actually have it only on 23%, so it's really not that bright, but I do have a powerful light. This is the Godox SL60W. I'll put a link down in the description box below so you can check it out. I do have a softbox with a grid that helps to soften the light so that it's a little bit more flattering for the subject. It has more of a soft glow, eliminating some of the shadows, and overall it just looks a lot more professional regardless of what camera you're using. And just to demonstrate what the key light is doing, I have turned it off so that you can now see that I am not being lit at all. So I'm gonna turn it back on so you can see the difference of having a key light lighting me, the subject. The next light is called the fill light. This helps to fill in some of the shadows that are created from the key light. With the key light turned off, you can see that there are some shadows here on the right side of my face. All that the fill light does is just fill in some of those shadows to help create a more even look. The next light is called a hair light, which is mounted directly above me. And what that does is help separate me from the background by lighting the top of my head. That's why it's called the hair light. The last 2 lights are one you can see in the actual frame. This would be a practical light. That is the light that is on my desk. It's a monitor light, so it's lighting up the wood area, the wood desk that I have. And then the other light is just this color RGB light, and I'll turn that on and off so you can see what that does. Just with a little bit of color on that gray wall, it does help to give the background more life, and I can change the color of that light to give it a different vibe and feel. Now for the camera settings, we want to make sure that it is set to video mode. For the resolution, you can shoot up to 4K 60 frames per second. You can also shoot at 2.7K or 1080p, but I typically shoot 4K at 24 frames per second. You'll also want to select this Pro Features button. With this enabled, you can manually expose your shot and shoot in the correct ISO range here on the right. and to select the correct shutter speed on the left. For white balance, I find that this camera actually does a pretty good job at auto white balance. And for color, we want to select D-Log M. And continuous for focus mode. Now that we have our video set up, it's time to talk about audio. And right now I am talking directly into the DJI Mic 2 that comes with the Creator combo with the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. One of my favorite things about this microphone is that it's wireless. You can clip it onto your clothes. It has a magnet like I'm using right now. I can also record directly onto the unit itself, and it's automatically connected to the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Even though the internal microphone on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is not bad, in fact, it's actually pretty good. A lot of times it's better to use a dedicated microphone on your subject so that you get the closest and highest quality audio that you can. This is especially true if you're far away from the camera, because the farther away you are from the camera and you're using the microphone on the camera, the lower the volume and the poorer the audio quality. But with the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, if you get the Creator combo, it's gonna come with this microphone. You can mic up your subject and you can get audio from yards and feet away from the camera, making sure that your video quality is the best that it possibly can by making sure that your audio quality is top notch. Now with the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, since it is on a gimbal and it has software built in, you can use the Active Track feature. And I love this because it's already built into the camera. All you have to do is touch on the screen and now the camera is going to be tracking me and keeping me in frame. So now it looks like I actually have a camera operator, but it's actually just the software. It's just the Active Track inside of this camera. So if you want to make your shots a little bit more dynamic, you can enable Active Track, so that way if you move around a little bit, it's going to keep you in frame. It just helps it to give more life to your footage. And the last piece to this puzzle is color grading. So I'm going to show you the exact steps that I use to get this look. Now to achieve the look, the only thing that we have applied to our clip is the DJI Mavic 3 D-Log M to Rec 709 LUT. So you can download this from DJI's website. It's really simple and easy. All you have to do is download it, and there's tons of tutorials online showing you how to install it into your video editor. But simply, this LUT is designed to take footage that looks like this, which is a little bit grayed out. This is that D-Log M profile that we recorded in. But what this will do is give us more dynamic range, and there's more information inside of this clip. So when we apply the LUT, it will make the colors look a little bit more natural and actually bring out more of the quality and color of the camera. Hit the thumbs up button if you found this video helpful, and check out these other videos about the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. In my opinion, this is the best camera for content creators. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.